everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now, you may have noticed that this video is uploaded a little bit later than my usual upload day and time. And that is because this video is a collab. Today I am collabing with the fantastic Zoe Mariner. Zoe Mariner is an illustrator here on YouTube who does some pretty amazing videos. She tries out cheap art supplies, she draws people's OCs, she has recently done that using all the certain color art supply challenge thing, and yeah, she just does a lot of awesome art videos here on YouTube, and I think she's really great. So I really wanted to do a collab with her today, and you know what? I am pretty excited about this one. Now, as you can see here, I am doing the line art on my iPad, and this video is a bit of a challenge. Now, we have given each other a color palette to use, and we basically have to use that color palette to create an artwork. Now, I think we agreed that we're not confined exclusively to the color palette. However, it has to be the main focus of this artwork. So yeah, her color palette that she gave me was a really nice cold kind of color palette, and yeah, it's basically like dark blues to really light teals, and I really like this color palette. And to be honest, the first thing that I thought about when I saw this color palette was a sort of dark, windy night where there's a bit of an ocean kind of like rushing against the cliff, and I thought that that would be a really interesting kind of artwork that I would do, because I haven't really drawn anything like that. And then afterwards, when I was still thinking about it and hadn't started the drawing yet, I actually thought about an owl in a tree kind of thing, and I really wanted to draw that as well. So, knowing me not wanting to miss out on drawing something, I ended up combining both of those ideas together into one artwork. And you know what? I'm actually really glad I did that, because it gives the artwork a little bit more detail than what it originally would have been. So here is my line art mostly done, and yeah, I'm really glad that I did this as a digital line art, which I then printed out, because there are a lot of details in this, and to be honest, I am super happy with how this has turned out. Now, after I finished the line art, I actually printed it out onto some Express It blending card, which is what I use for my markers. And I actually didn't print this out in black. The main reason is that my printer is very low on ink, and it actually has 0 black in it, but it still has some colors left. So I actually decided to print this in a very dark blue to try and get it to print properly, and you know what, that actually worked out really well, because it printed perfectly. And I actually really do like that subtle color in the line art. I think that it works really nicely. Now, most of this artwork is me coloring in the water. Now, as you can notice, this artwork is very line art heavy. Now, I wanted a lot of line art in this artwork because I am a little bit limited with colors and tone, so I actually wanted to try and get lots of detail in here using that line art. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out, because I illustrated the waves in a sort of swirly motion, as you can see. And I actually really like that, because, I don't know, the way those lines move kind of show the motion of the water, and it kind of looks really liquid to me, even though it's mostly lines, which I actually think is pretty cool, because I've never actually been able to achieve something like that. So you know what, this is a really good experience for me. Now, I basically treated this illustration as a sort of adult coloring in book type of thing, mainly because you find in those adult coloring in books there are a lot of small sections to color in, and it's like very line art heavy as well. So you know what, I just had a lot of fun just using my markers and blending and getting some nice little gradients in each little section and trying to color in each little section of water in a slightly different tone so that that line art still stood out. And yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Now, I didn't want to just go between a few different hues. I wanted this water to be very vibrant and lifelike, so I actually went in with a few different blues. Now, the first sort of part of this artwork was me coloring in with my, I kind of call it my soft desaturated blue set. I believe it is Night Blue, Light Crockery Blue, and Agate. Now these three colors work really nicely to get a sort of desaturated soft kind of blue color. And other sections I actually used a mix of Prussian blue, royal blue, and I believe a bit of process blue as well. Now this is a set of blues which are a little bit more saturated in tone, but sort of dark and deep, which I also really like. Another section I actually ended up going with a slightly more greenish tone to it because I really love the look of sort of green tones in water. I think it makes it feel a lot more lifelike and interesting. So I actually went with Coral Sea, Dark Blue, and also a little bit of what's it called? I forgot the color, but it's very close to those. After I finally got that water mostly done, I actually went over it a little bit with Cool Shadow and a small bit of Coral Sea, and that's just to get some nice variance in tone over the water, to try and get like slight parts where it's a little bit more green tinge, and then like it sort of fades into parts where it's more of a bluey kind of color. And yeah, after that I basically went in with the lightest parts of this artwork. Now I used the color Cool Shadow for the sea bubbles in the water, and also on the owl, and also on the lighthouse, which is on the right side of the artwork. After that I went in with the tree on the left hand side, and I mostly used cool greys at the start, and then I actually started adding in a little bit of greens and blues and that kind of thing into the tree trunk, just to give it a little bit more vibrance and yeah, make it look a little more interesting, because I didn't want it to just be grey. After that I went into the background with some deep reddish blues and also Prussian blue, a small amount of black, a little bit of slate, and a few other colours to just try and get a nice gradient, as well as add that nice shining light beam coming from the lighthouse. Now, I mentioned earlier that we were allowed to add a small amount of other colours into this piece, and I did that mostly with slight touches of yellow here and there, because I wanted that light from that lighthouse to sort of shine and reflect off stuff. So I actually added a little bit of yellow onto the cliffs which the lighthouse is on, and also a little bit on the tree, and a small amount on the splashing water. Now here is the final artwork, and I am so happy with this artwork. I absolutely love it, and to be honest, I'm so thankful that I did this collab with Zoe, because without it I wouldn't have created this. Now if you're very interested, I really want you to go check out Zoe's video. I actually gave her a color palette of sort of purples to orange, and I really can't wait to see what she creates. So I'll definitely link her video below, and her channel as well. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you create, Zoe. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I make lots of art videos twice a week, and I hope you will subscribe and enjoy my content. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!